get anybody out of the office right now. So bear with me. We're live.
We're live at 3 o'clock? Oh, it's 3 o'clock.
How do you do this?
So this, if the red light's on, it's microphone's on.
Oh, gotcha.
They can hear. Okay, with it being 3:04 on Friday, October 5th, I'll call the meeting to order. First, we'll do the roll call. Patty,
Here.
Nancy,
Here.
and Paul is here as well. First item on the agenda is the approval of minutes from October 11th. As we discussed, I had one small change. I believe that the voting and the approval of the May minutes was 1 yay and 2 abstentions, just because neither Nancy or I were here. I don't have any other corrections. Do you or you, Patty?
No, sir.
Okay, with that change then, I move that we approve the minutes as corrected.
Second.
All right, with a motion by Paul and a second by Nancy. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that being done, item 2 is the discussion of adding additional absentee board members at the Ohio Township Trustee's office. Just to make sure we're all at the same page. We've had about, I'd say, 800 people voting per day. On average, it's been pretty strong. With that, we've added 2 machines. At this point, those machines are not being fully utilized. I have heard actually today that we're doing a better job of getting more of the machines, but at this point, the bottleneck is having enough workers to supply the machines, which is a great problem to have. The more people we have voting early, the less we'll have voting on election day, which will mean less of a bottleneck on election day, which is a day we can't fix things. So with that being said, I'm actually now wondering if we add 2 workers, if we should add a couple machines and get it up to 12. There's still plenty of room there. Patty, what's your thoughts on that?
I don't think so. I go down there probably 3 times a day.
Wow.
And there are empty machines.
But you think
I've been down there.
If we add 2 workers, you think we'll be able to, will machines be the bottleneck if we add 2 workers? Is I guess my question.
No.
You don't think so?
No, sir.
Nancy, what are your thoughts?
Well, it was clear that when we were there watching, the staff is pulled away to help help people with whatever delay causing thing that they have, whether their license is whatever, anything. And anyway, when we were there, it just seemed like there wasn't anybody actually, checking anyone in and then taking to the machine. There would be a huge delay and all that. So that's why we thought that increasing the people would at least maybe equalize that process. So, but the faster you can go, the more you can get out, right? So if you have those extra machines, because there's an awful lot of standing around by the voters.
And there will be.
Mm-hmm.
We expected lines. Chad Bennett, the Ohio Township Trustee, I'm sure you've been in contact with him, correct?
Mm-hmm.
He's there when I
Yeah.
come by. I think all 3 of us have been to the polling location in Newburgh, right? So I think
He's very informative
I would agree.
with giving us information.
So, at minimum, why don't we just do the easy part first? There's been a suggestion that we had 2 absentee board members. The person from the Republican Party has been identified. It'll be a mix of people. Has the Democratic Party found someone to work as well?
Yes.
So we've got 2. I guess
Did you, Cindy?
I sent those to you, Patty, today.
Okay, I have those to swear them in. Yes. Tomorrow.
So starting tomorrow, we'll go up from 6 to 8 poll members if we make a motion, second it, approve it. at the Ohio Township Trustee's office. So I would look for a motion.
I will make the motion.
Okay, Nancy makes the motion.
I'll second.
Patty seconds. All in favor say aye. Aye. That's 3 ayes. And possibly some from the peanut gallery.
Right.
And that means it's unanimous. So now the next question is poll pads.
We don't need more pole pads down there.
Should we add one just to be safe?
No.
No?
You're gonna open it, it would be mass confusion.
Can I ask why?
Because you'll be having too many people checking in and standing, and you could have a risk of getting the card and the printout mixed up that comes from the printer.
Okay.
Let me add to, the holdup is at the machines, the voters that are voting at the machines. Some only have 3 pages on their ballot. Some have up to 7 on their ballot. So it does take a little longer.
For sure.
So do we need the 2 additional machines?
Are you asking me or are you asking Patty?
Both. Both. Your thoughts on that?
I think it would not hurt to have 2 extra machines for the extra limited cost of programming. I would suggest that we have 2 more machines.
Me too.
You good with that, Patty?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be difficult. I just don't want human error. And I realize people are having to stand in line, which is great. That means we're having a large voter turnout. But I'm afraid we're going to have human error.
What's the human error possibility with having 2 more machines?
Getting cards and the paper printouts from the printout, from the machine, from the poll pad, getting them mixed up. See, the problem that we're having right now is we should only have 1 person checking them in. The remainder of the people should be walking up to the machines with the voters. That would stop that bottleneck.
The separation of duties,
Yes.
basically. I don't know. I'm torn. I actually really see there being a possibility that with 2 more people that now machines will be our bottleneck. And if we can increase it for the minimum amount of additional cost and having room, I could see benefit to having 2 machines. And I don't quite understand why 6 workers, 10 machines, no confusion. 6 workers, 12, or excuse me, 8 workers, 10 machines, no confusion. 8 workers, 12 machines, now there's confusion.
Along those lines, I helped up at the door this morning. And I wondered who normally does it. I mean, are we looking for, what's the word, electioneering with what they're wearing or, what their hat may say, that kind of thing? Who does that? What position does that?
What position does what?
Greets people at the door, to get them in the door and go wherever. And today was different because of the rain. We were all inside. But I was just wondering whose job that is to watch the crowd, basically.
Crowd control.
Yeah. Because, sometimes people milling about, they, line up very easily or, they're too busy talking and carrying on. Yeah.
I thought it was the judge's job.
No, but
No?
none of the poll workers We don't have inspectors, judges, clerks.
for early voting.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just wondering. Okay, back to the machines.
So Patty, we just approved going up to 8 workers. We already have 10 machines. Why would going up to 12 machines cause confusion? I'm not sure if I follow that explanation you gave earlier.
It's first of all, they're the workers that are working the pole pads. They're not doing as they've been instructed.
Understood.
Yeah, there should only be one working the pole pad and the others getting them up to vote, which would expedite them to get them back at the building and finish what they're voting. I've already let Kim know, so we'll have to let our vendor know that we need 2 more machines.
Since we're adding the workers, today's Friday. I'm just wondering if, how long would it take Microvote to program 2 more machines for early voting?
I don't know until Kim gets back with me. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Understood. We're all busy right now, so.
We'll certainly let them know the urgency.
I would suggest that we're not going to be able probably to meet again before the end of early voting. So that at this point, we approve it and see how it goes tomorrow as far as and find out when the delivery is. And then,
I can tell you they won't be able to get them out there tomorrow.
understood,
Okay.
but maybe Monday. Maybe.
Okay. I will let them know immediately, or Kim will. I'm sorry. I have to rush out
So,
here.
so basically, the poll workers, the check people in,
Mhm.
you said one person does that and the rest are
Yes.
runners, basically, just going back and
Yes.
forth.
Exactly. And inserting the card into the machine, answering any questions. They're really spending too long with the voters. I've got some feedback from voters that they've been a little insulted. They've voted before and they know how to do it. So they're spending too long with them as far as instructions.
And I think there may be some truth in that.
I've seen
That
some of
being
that.
said, we as the election board, I feel like can only do so much.
Yeah, some of it isn't our part.
I'm going to add those poll workers that we have down there are awesome.
Oh, yeah.
They're not leaving that
troopers.
building at 4:00.
Right.
And they're getting there 7:15.
Oh, yeah.
That's when I'm there.
Yep.
So
Yep, I would agree.
I can't
Dedicated.
commend them enough.
So knowing Patty has something else going on and has to leave somewhat soon. Nothing wrong.
Party,
There's nothing
no
wrong.
party
I'm not complaining.
material down to Ohio Township. I'm sorry.
Why don't we just decide, there's unanimous votes are not necessary. If we have a disagreement, we just have a disagreement.
Right.
So I would move that we approve having 2 more machines brought down by microvote to the Ohio Township Trustee's office.
Actually, we can do that. Our office, after they program it.
Okay, or the clerk's office.
I got too much going on. Sorry. Unless you're wanting microvote to carry
No,
them down there.
I'm flexible. So motion has been made by Paul. I'm talking about myself in the third person.
Yeah.
To have 2 more machines.
I would like to second that.
And a second by Nancy. Any further commentary? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All against?
Aye.
So we have a 2-to-1 vote. We're going to bring on 2 more machines, and we're going to let the workers work it. There was discussion on pole pad. I will defer to Patty on the pole pads. That I can see that causing some confusion. Machines I'm less comfortable with. That was item 2. Item 3, additional business.
I just wanted to make a comment that the parking at the Ohio Township Voting Center is horrendous with this many people. And maybe next time we need to look at a church with a bigger lot or something, because
Shorter wait times would alleviate a lot of that.
that's exactly right.
So if this is the new normal,
Mhm. I
then
think,
we'll just have to know for future elections, especially presidential years,
right. that's
that
what
we
I
need
said.
more staff,
Like in
and then
4
that
years.
alleviates that.
I put that on that worksheet that I'm looking at.
But that is a fair point. That's also a good sign to the voter, though. Hey, if there's no parking, maybe you shouldn't vote today.
Right. I had a lot of turnarounds. And the handicap folks, there aren't very many handicap spots, but boy, I saw some people, dedicated people dragging themselves across that parking lot to vote. It was really moving.
That's great. Any other additional business?
No, I have nothing.
Any questions from the crowd? Oh, please come up, introduce yourself.
Easier said than done.
You can, if you prefer to sit, you can sit.
Diane Forville, Republican headquarters. I've gotten a complaint from an individual who was bringing in a handicapped husband. He was in a wheelchair, and her issue was that people were parking in the grid area of the handicap parking. So the handicap part was marked, and then there's the spot that they're supposed to leave open so that they get somebody in and out of a wheelchair. I called and spoke with Angie, and she was wonderful. She was going to run downstairs, and she thought, Patty, maybe you had rolling handicap signs.
We do.
Anyway,
I believe they were taken down there.
good.
And I
Okay.
apologize, I've not checked on that yet.
Okay. Well,
I'm
that's
going
fine.
there.
I think that that's wonderful. And as far as your blacktop, I think, the next election you have, the entire parking lot should be paved. I would think even, it won't take them, but, probably 9-10 months to do that park, at least the entry. So that if we have another election, when we have another election, that you ought to be okay. And by the next big one, we'll have it all kind of worked out.
More parking.
And also, the other complaint that I've had was people that have been calling saying, why did we have early voting here, but not in Newburgh? I mean, start at the same time. So that's something else you might want to look at. It was confusing to them.
Understanding is for this election, meaning the general election, we were locked into what we did for the primary election. So it wasn't this board's choice, because as you know, we came in after the primary.
Right.
That being said, I fully agree, right? So in my humble opinion, and I can only speak for myself here, if Newburgh is obviously where we have the most early voting, then it makes sense to have it be open as much, if not more, than the courthouse or in Linville, just because we want to service.
Well, and one
most
nice
people.
thing is that I think everybody's saying, that you two are brand new, and so that you're getting your feet wet in this one. And so Patty, you have to rely, everybody's just hustling, trying to get it all done. And we appreciate that. And people are enthused about this election, which is a great thing. There was one other thing, I guess I should have written in my notes. I can't think, sorry. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Diane. Paul, you wanted to discuss that as well.
I did. Oh, that's right. I know what this is. The status update on the Chandler people that received the incorrect absentee mailer. Looks like, Patty, you just handed me one, two, looks like two people.
Correct.
So two people that we have emailed a notice and they've received no response. So we're down to 2 people out of 20. I think it was 20,
13.
13. So,
I have some information about that.
okay.
I have the paper.
Yep.
Yes, this Logan Leffler.
Yep.
He's actually in Great Britain. And the phone number that he had down there was his sister's, so I left a message with her, and then Logan called me back
Mhm.
and said, I told him the situation, and then we were going to have him send me an email of his actual physical address. And I said I would let Angie know in the office, and I did. And she said, well, I'm not sure that I can get it out quickly enough to make it by the deadline. So that's what I know about that, because I felt like I was, I just made the contact. I couldn't make it happen. And this Norman Young, I went to his house in Chandler, and I couldn't get him to come to the door. And he has no phone number, has no email. I was out late one evening and I drove by just to see if he did still reside there, and there was a light on in another end of the house. So I did what I could. I couldn't get him to come to the door, and there's no other way to contact him. So that's what I know about that.
Okay. So thank you for your efforts. And I feel like I'm happy that we've done everything we've done to reach out.
So I don't know whether Logan's got sent out or not, but that was the plan.
I have 2 chances. Diane Forville, Republican Headquarters. The other thing, you were talking about the clerks and the judges and how they were handling getting people to the voting machines. I'm sorry, I haven't seen it run. I'm hoping to get to be a poll watcher, so I'll be able to see it in person. When I worked the polls, the clerks were here, the judges were here, people got in a line with their card. So when I was voting though, the other day, the clerks were doing their job, but then the judges were running to their positions, to each of those people who were doing the clerk's work and getting the individual's little piece of paper instead of those people being in a line. And then you just took the next person, whichever judge came around, they took that person. I don't know how you're doing it, that they're getting confused or that it's adding more time. It ought to run pretty smoothly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other commentary from the crowd?
Cindy Warren, Democratic poll workers, all the new people have been sworn in, or they will be sworn in.
The new ones, not until the day they work. I'm going there every morning and swearing them in.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
That you had asked Connie if that was an updated list.
Yes, I just sent it to you this morning.
You did, but you had responded with the 2 individuals that she added.
Right.
So I was waiting for her to respond to you. But I went ahead and I've prepared all those oaths anyway. And I have blank ones if for some reason someone shows up and I don't have them on my list.
Yeah. The 2 replacements that she had were for Betty Kemper, but it was just 2 days. So I asked her if those were the only days, and she did respond with yes.
Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't get that,
She
did she?
evidently just sent it to me.
Okay,
But
I didn't.
yes.
It was only the 29th and 31st.
Right. Is there any better way to send that to you, Patty?
You're perfect.
Okay.
I love dealing with you on that. You are so savvy.
She's the bomb.
She is. Are you gonna do it next year and the year after?
Yes, she
And
does.
is she really?
Yes, she's not going to be allowed to leave.
Yeah, she's very valuable.
Well, it takes a lot of people a lot of people.
You pull it all together
Oh, I know.
and make it so simple for somebody to just pull it up, look at it, you got your answer. You don't have to like wade through stuff.
I'm just sorry that shared worksheet didn't work. It just wasn't working like,
But the way you're sending it now is perfect. I can't print it off. I have to go downstairs and have my husband do it. But I don't care. Because he's helping me lift this stuff and deliver it. Sorry. I'm a little tired.
Also, would you want a copy of that poll? Would you need a copy of the poll list of poll workers? Or is that?
I wouldn't mind having.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll add you to my list then too.
When I go, it's nice to know people's names and not be like, oh, you who I don't know and you who I don't know. It's nice to be able to.
I'll do that.
Thank you.
I'd like to put on the record, if I might, I have the most awesome staff that have stepped up. I can't say what these ladies are doing. So I'd like to compliment them on this.
Very nice.
Angie Childress is a godsend,
It's got
and
phone
Kim Kelly
line,
as
yeah.
well, yes.
For sure.
And Tanya Hicks,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, she's working part-time.
Oh, very good.
She's very good on the phone too.
Yes.
I'll second that motion.
Oh, yeah.
Any other commentary from the public? Any other commentary from the election board? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second, all in favor?
What did we decide on the machines? What,
2 machines. We
right,
voted 2-1.
but, right. What if we can't get them down there quickly enough?
I mean, if we can't get them down there, we can't get them down there, but
So,
they're approved and
Okay.
we're gonna try.
okay.
What about these? What about that?
Do you need this back?
Please.
Okay.
And I checked with Angie on that, and no, we cannot email Logan's ballot to him.
Right, because it's too late now, but this was like 10 days ago.
I know.
And to be clear, he has a ballot. He was provided a ballot. He just is missing 1 raise on 1 ballot.
Exactly.
So it's not like he's not getting it. Yes. Let's just hope that that race is not 1 or 2 votes.
Oh my God, yeah. Just
Did you want to let everyone know what our total vote count is?
I can't believe it's not higher than
I'm
this, actually.
surprised too.
Just knowing the numbers I've heard from Newburgh, but Patty shared that's 3,429 total. That's as of 2:30,
240.
2:40. So either way, we're definitely having more early voting than we've ever had before, even with just this amount, which I would have guessed more in the 4,000 or 5,000 number, but still, I'm glad, really glad we have
Oh.
so much early voting. I've heard talks with other counties as well having that. So
And absentee ballots, I don't know the total number on that. I don't know, I'll try to run over and get that report out today, but I don't know if I can.
I know you're running low on time if you got to make it to Ohio Township. Okay, we've had a motion and a second to adjourn. Patty, do you have anything else?
No, sir.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
I
Aye. Motion carries. We adjourn.
Just thought of something. Are we going to have another meeting before the election?
I don't think we can. I'm out of town Tuesday, Thursday next week. So at this point, it's not much of a window left.
Right.
But I don't think we need to. I mean, I think everything's planned.
Okay.
Do you have other agenda items you might want to bring up? before?
No, I just like reassurance of what the plan is, you know.
I'm gonna turn off the live.
I have a quick question. The total that you just said was 32
3429.
3429, because I got 3 days ago, Nancy forwarded to me what Patty had sent out then, and at that point, it was 3587.
Yeah,
In person,
It says, this was as, the total votes yesterday at the early voting locations as the close of voting yesterday, the numbers are as follows, yes, in person.
voting.
Yeah, so that's more than what the number that was just read off, so something.
I feel like this number might be light.
This was last minute and we were trying to get in touch with our
I
contacts.
just wanted to point that out. 'Cause,
Okay, I
this was-
apologize.
This was Tuesday that you sent this.
Okay.
Yeah, so I bet it's closer to 5.
Double that.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that what I know, and meeting's been adjourned, but I'll share that if we're having averaging last couple of days at Ohio Township, we've had over 800. Today I expect to have 9. So 8 times 4 is 32, plus 9 is 41. I expect 41-ish just in Newburgh. And then you add another
Tomorrow's gonna be higher.
500 to 1,000 from the other two combined. You're looking at 5,000. That'd be my guess.
Thank you, Diane. Diane actually reminded me of that.
She used not tech savvy or
Which,
not really good with.
to be clear, I mean, I think we're only expecting 40,000 total votes. So that's 12.5% of it.